Another day, another video. Welcome back to Legacies. This is episode 9 of season 1. Hopefully guys are enjoying the series so far. It's crazy actually, thinking about it. We are now past halfway of the first season. It's absolutely flying. I'm having so much fun as well. I'm actually really enjoying it, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it as well, because we've got new characters, we've got like old characters, and we've got exciting new characters obviously being introduced in the terms of Landon. What is going on with him? Where is he from? Who is his dad in Malivore? We was told last episode he went to find his mum, which was really interesting, and she is alive, and he found her. She was working in a coffee shop, and then she tied him up, and then I was going to say torturing him, but she wasn't really torturing him, but she was questioning him. She was threatening to burn his face with an iron. Then somebody knocked on the door or whatnot, or some mad stuff was going on. She turned all the lights off, and then some crazy creature come crawling down the stairs and screaming in his face, and then she come and just, whoa mate, slit his head off mate with a samurai sword, and she's just looking at him like, okay, maybe you are my son. And obviously the reason why she's saying that is because later on in the episode, Rick and Hope, they did find Landon. They tracked him down. Smart. He used his beacon on his watch to press it to locate, to let Hope know his location. She went after him with Rick, and they found him in a hotel room. And obviously while he was there, Rick was speaking to the mum. She was saying that, mate, she used to work in the army, and when she left, she joined like a private agency or something. They recruited her, and basically all she was doing is catching supernaturals, and she was taking them to this location. Now, she never really knew what was going on in these locations, but she didn't really mind. She was just doing a job. She was getting the baddies and dropping them off. Then one day, she kind of like seen what was happening to them, and she got more interested, and she went to find out. But she also started to, started to remember, but she also started to realise that she was forgetting stuff that was happening. So she says that she started writing everything down, and then she'd be coming home from work and not remembering a day, and then she had the notes, and she was remembering passages that she went through, and she couldn't figure out what was going on, how she started with her memory, and then she was losing it. So what she done is she got her notes, she watched people when they went away, she sipped in, into the place, and she walked around, and she went digging. They obviously found her and threw her into Malivore, into the location of the blackness, the emptiness that we obviously seen the necromancer put Hope in a couple of episodes back. So it's really interesting. She said that she was locked down there for ages, which was 2 years in fact, and then suddenly she just woke up in a field in the middle of nowhere, and she was pregnant, and the people that she worked for didn't remember who she was, and she kind of had a second lease on life, and then that is where she decided that she wasn't fit to be a mum, and she put Landon, she left him on like a church or something that she said, which is crazy. But it's mad, mate. So obviously she worked for an agency, she got in a bit too deep, they threw her away, she got pregnant, no idea how, woke up in the middle of nowhere, with no memories, madness. And then we seen it later on in the episode that obviously Landon, Rick and Hope, they was chasing after a He-Man or whatever, like he come after the second object. So we found the first one, which was a knife, which the necromancer successfully took from the school and returned to Malivore. That is key 1 unlocking. There's 2 more. Well, obviously we had Landon when he was in his mum's house. He was drawn to an object on the shelf, like a pottery sort of thing, and he ended up stealing it. And again, this is the second key. He said he had no idea that he stole it, why he took it. He just was drawn to it, just like what happened with the knife. And this time he didn't judge him. It's like, yeah, we get it. You've got, you've got a mystical connection to it that we can't explain. But what we will do is, she's going to Malivore, his mum. Obviously, she was panicking, everything that was going on, so she went there. She was driving straight to it. What we'll do is, instead of like trying to run off with this object and let the He-Man come after us, how about we just put it in plain sight? She dropped the tracker in it. The He-Man took them to Malivore. They chased it. Really smart from Hope. I had to give her a clap. I'll give her a clap again, because that's really clever. And they followed it. They went through. It had the cross thing, the Malivore logo or whatever it's called. And as the He-Man was walking through, he stood on the mine. He blew up, and everybody exploded. And that is where we started the episode, and then we kind of like was finishing off close to the end. And when everybody woke up, nobody could remember why they was there, what they was doing, what location they was at, and what had just went on. Landon couldn't remember his mum, nothing. But what was very interesting is his mum, first of all, sacrificed herself for Landon. She went there, she ended up jumping into the tar. She was the one with the leather gloves on that we seen in the episode before with the gun, who watched the knife drop into it, and she sacrificed herself. Now there's like a third party agency or something that's coming after Landon and her mum, and you know, it's really interesting. Rick's smart and stuff like that. When he went to his first location, it was like all cornered off. They asked him, did they know him? They was like, no. Rick called Hope by a different name, got in the car, said, mate, I've been around enough cover-ups to know that something sketchy is going on here, and he left. And that same guy that they spoken to, he was the one at the very end ended up kicking somebody else into the tar. So very interesting. But the thing that I found most interesting is Landon forgot his memories, Rick forgot his memories, but Hope didn't. Why is she, you know, not able to forget? Why, whatever happened to them, did it not happen to Hope? She ended up replaying the whole situation to Rick towards the end of the episode, telling him everything that was going on. And Rick was like, you know, I'm just going to have to just take your word for it. You will have to take your word for it. And then, obviously, this object that was on the table that Landon was drawn to, it started glowing again, and then boom, mate, another mystical creature or whatever, I'm assuming, is going to come and absolutely try and dominate and take it this episode. So very exciting stuff, really exciting. Owen Landon has been accepted or whatever's into the Salvatore school. You know, Rick's like, I've just got a hunch he's one of us, he can come. He definitely is one of them. He's got some supernatural dad mate, which I can't wait to find out who that is. Really excited. I want Lizzie and Josie to come back in. It's been 2 episodes without them, and Penelope as well. And then I just want another, well, I actually want to attack this episode, and I want the team to unite like this Emmels and smash it and go after it. So if you do enjoy today's episode, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
No record of any employee named Salem. You sure she worked here?
Can't think of any other reason she'd have our logo around her neck.
I need access to the backup archive.
Only granted to employees with the highest level of security clearance.
Echo 477, Kilo Foxtrot Victor.
Absorbs, yeah.
If you went into the pit 20 years ago, how the hell were you here last night?
It's interesting, mate. I wonder how long this guy's worked for them. Or is he old? Is he supernatural himself? How's that got in, mate?
Never actually seen an artifact glow before. Where did you hide the urn, by the way?
I'm not sure I should tell you.
Form of the truth.
What about those times the truth is the one thing you can't say? Look, it's my secret to keep.
Yesterday,
Isn't
I
it?
came into possession of another Malivore artifact. Given the emergency meeting I've just called, I'm sure you can guess how well that went. Once we know what we're dealing with and the problem is contained, then we can reassess what to do with the artifact.
You evacuating?
Hell nah, man. And I got 4 exams in the morning. Need my beauty rest.
I mean, her being distant today has got to have something to do with us waking up in a field with amnesia yesterday, right?
Until one of you can remember how you guys got there, I just wouldn't think about it. I'm glad you're back.
So right, so this is 2 a.m. That ghost was at 12 a.m. Now, was that ghost in the real, or was it just Pedro dreaming? I do like how Rick said, mate, you know, second time to do it. You've had it with a knife before. This time, I'm going to tell them straight away. Called it at 2 o'clock, not bothered. Give them a bit of information. Just feed it little drips and drabs, you know. Like, keep everybody informed enough so everybody, like, feels okay. Because it's when something, it's the unknown, when you don't know what's going on and you find out it's a mass panic. If everybody stay in the loop, whether it's just a little bit of information or loads of it, everybody still feels like they're taking part. So it's interesting. I can't believe that was just Damon and Stefan's house. Look how big it is. It's got both of them.
You're very cute when you sleep.
What's going on?
Where is it? What are you doing here? Pathetic little punk. Where the hell is it? Where's what?
What is this Hope thing? You know, if we pushed... Now that she's with Landon or whatever, so I would not be a fan if we start this little side segue with these. If he's dreaming of it, get it away. It's just a dream, mate. what you hope you're doing in your dreams, see?
Look, I know that it sounds crazy, but I was studying and then I fell asleep. And then I just started dreaming about
What?
one of my old foster dads. And she told me, you know what I want, but
Yearn.
Sounds like our next monster showed up.
Our latest monster is a night hag. Now, I've lined up more evacuation shuttles. They should be running all afternoon, so please, for those of you who don't want to stay and fight, take advantage of them.
Can I at least help you solve this problem? I can be a research assistant. I'm CPR certified, and I know a little Tai Chi.
Landon, I know this isn't what you want to hear, but the best way that you can help is by evacuating.
If we had a mid-season, was the last episode a mid-season finale? I feel like Landon's hair's shorter. It's still long, obviously, like, but I feel like he's had a trim in the space of one episode. Oh, check this.
Yo, what is this? Dude, just because you need to dry out does not mean you need to take down the entire vampire cannon. Every way possible.
You're asleep now, innit?
I'm sorry, I need another pencil.
Bring it home.
It's kind of like when Caroline, what is it now, Bonnie? Yeah, it was. They went inside her head and she stabbed Caroline. You know what I mean? She got Enzo and it got him in the present and Stefan. Mad that.
I'm gonna get sued. Or hexed at the very least.
What do you think she meant when she said bring it home?
I'm guessing she means Malivore. Dorian might be busy with the evacuation, but we'll figure this out.
I worked so hard to get here, but if I run at the first sign of trouble, what's the point?
The point, Landon, is that we're trying to look after you.
She's dodging him, but
Blowing this, aren't I?
You know, Landon, sometimes the best thing for hope is just let her be hope.
okay, that's what.
You don't know. Actually, I could use a sparring partner.
mate, people are sick. You can do that.
I'm really sorry about all the things that happened to you in your life that made you so good at brawling.
Be cool with Landon, okay? I know him, and he's not gonna believe that he's welcome here until he's about to graduate. Look, if you're cooling off on him, fine. But just don't lie to him.
You've never lied to protect someone?
I haven't.
I like what he said then. It's like, I always remember a quote on Drake and Josh. He goes, "Are you calling me a liar?" And he's like, "Well, I ain't calling you a truther." And it's like, mate, it is true. I have never lied to somebody, like, to try and withhold the truth. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's doing for Landon. I get it. In this situation, her reason for lying, I get it. Like, she's not lying because she's done anything bad. She thinks that if she withholds that information, it's better off him not knowing than him knowing. The fact that he doesn't know this and that about his mum, okay, that in her mind, it's like, that's much better than knowing that she's dead now or she didn't want him, etc. or whatever it is. I feel like it's the best way. I do feel like in life, the best way is everybody just knowing. Because then you make your own decisions from that, you know. It is hard. A little hurtful truth will improve it in the long run. At least it's out in the open. Everybody knows where you sit, where you stand. Opinions don't need to lie to make someone feel better. You need the truth. And then if they like it or not, it doesn't matter. At least they've got the truth. So I'm with him there. But I feel like, as well, he had a second hidden agenda in why he was saying that. About the belt, the other shoe. The other shoe was him. He was referencing himself.
No, actually, I took your advice and I stayed busy, and I think I found something.
Can't say out, can I?
Maybe we're not dealing with a night hag.
Why would one monster disguise itself as another monster?
If we knew what it actually was.
You know how to stop it. Hope, kiss him for me.
I need someone else to pull it out of the dream plane and into our waking reality. I mean, I'm not gonna ask all of you to stay for this. It has to be your choice. It's nap time.
Nap time, mate. Bringing it in. You know, enticing it in.
Found out how to kill the night hag, and now I'm taking the urn as far away as possible to do just that.
But we already have a whole plan.
Yeah, a plan that puts you and your fellow students in the direct line of danger.
Waving your adult card around. Forgetting that it means you're a father of two.
Ooh, interesting. Where are his kids, man?
Hey, girls. I'm guessing you're with your mother, taking your exams. Done something very smart. Or very dumb.
Wait, the guys just drove past that twice.
You're gonna be inside of a nightmare.
Yeah.
This monster can get inside of your head. You use your worst fears against you.
Are you kidding? My biggest fear was fitting in here.
You can wake yourself up, can't you? It's got to crash. Oh, there we go.
You know what I need.
Hey, he looks good. Oh, what was he? What's in Landon's? Oh, there's Ripper in. Oh.
I want to be with you.
Oh,
Don't you
right.
want that too?
It's a head fuck. Oh, claustrophobia.
Small spaces, Landon. Getting smaller.
You're not real!
But you wish it was. And that makes you the worst kind of monster.
Hey, go on, lad.
Did I tell Landon the wrong hiding place for the urn? Oops.
I grabbed the monster like MG said, but I don't know if it worked. And where is Hope?
I want them all to do some powers now. There we go.
Guys, I got this.
Oh, I can't snap to it. Do you know what? Do you agree with what that monster said to Raphael? That the fact that he wants it to be with Hope makes him the worst of it all? Because I disagree, actually. I think that acting in the present would make him the worst of all. But the fact that he acknowledges that he would not want to do that to his brother, I think that is decent. It shows that he's a decent person. It is similar to the Lizzie and Josie situation where, but this one is he physically knows they're together. Where the two sisters, they didn't know that they both fancied Raphael. So like that was kind of different. But it's like if they both knew and one was going out with them first and the other one acted, then it's different. Do you know what I mean? Like, the fact is, yeah, he might dream of being with Hope. He might love her in real life. Oh, she's so attractive. Like, I really want to be with her. But in his head, he's like that. That's my brother's girlfriend. I'm not going to do anything. And as long as he doesn't act in the present, I'll have no problems with it. I actually do think the chemistry is really good. Every scene that we've had. But because we have settled with the Landon and the Hope thing, and we've kind of introduced it from the back end of the originals into this, and they've got pretty good chemistry as well. And like, I don't know, I don't think that we need to go down on a relationship where they just get together, a boyfriend and girlfriend, next episode then jump into like different people. I did say it in the last episode, I would like it if we do get one couple that's steady, that benefits each other, instead of like flip-floppy all the time, like who they with, all, do you know what I mean? I like it when people work together and improve and elevate each other. Look at Rick lingering down. He needs to get it out.
You know, all day it feels like I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop with you.
Tell me the story about this guy 4 towns over who used to burn him with cigarettes for sport. I knocked on that guy's door and I beat the crap out of him. I never told Landon about it either. Because when someone is as important as Landon is to me, I'll do what's best for him. But I also have to protect him from being hurt in other ways too. So you and I, we can't talk like this anymore.
You got to read the room there, Hope. He kind of said he liked you, but didn't say it.
Yo, that's one more monster down.
Super squad, no one realer. Never dreamed I'd be the one to be a dream killer. Put my hand on, and MG is the homie I can land on. His girl Hope, I'ma always take a chance on. She killed a demon, and I just killed the damn song.
So I have this whole thing I need to say. I mean, even when you guys brought me back here, it didn't get better. It got worse because now I actually had something to lose. That it felt like you were avoiding me. If you want to change your mind about being with me, I'm going to work that much harder to make you change it back.
Oh, man, I don't like him.
It's my job to bust my ass until you see me as someone to confide in.
What a good speech that was. That was a good speech, mate. The guy deserved a kiss. That's off Rick as well. Mate, that was a good speech.
You know, I couldn't fully decide on a new hiding spot, so I just stashed it under my pillow. We can't have 80% of the students living at the Lockwood Mansion.
I like how he said the Lockwood Mansion, tying it all in. Ah, here we go.
How can we help you? I have a few questions for one of your older foster children, if he's around. Our records indicate that you're still receiving subsidy checks for both those boys.
He was lucky to be adopted by a wonderful family.
Yeah, I think I'm proud.
You've said
all you're able to say. Why don't you come inside?
As a vampire. That is very interesting. So that guy is a vampire. I'm assuming he's been invited in. You don't usually see that. And the way he accepted it was like, get in there, my son. That's how he's thinking inside. But I actually really like this. I don't know. It's like a... How can I explain it? It's kind of reminding me of what went on in WandaVision a bit, like where you've got this like going around, so to speak. I don't know. I like it anyway. I do like how this guy's trying to find them, and like everywhere he's going, he's not, he's not getting his answers yet, but he's getting closer. But we don't know who he is. Like literally, who is he? Why is he so upset? Imagine if he was dad. Imagine if he was from Malibu and he was Landon's dad. Now that would be a good twist, because obviously he looks dead young, but I'm assuming he's a vampire just because of how he accepted that invitation. Then they was definitely compelled, his foster parents. And I mean, it's interesting that they get the checks as well. But they've been adopted by somebody else. Now, if that's true, that's a rookie move. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, they should know that. So they, someone come knocking, you'd be like, oh, he's just gone out, etc. You won't, like, say, been adopted from someone else. But this storyline, totally forgot it happened because it was so early on in the episode. But I'm actually really enjoying how it's going. Since every little bit, we're getting a little bit more closer to finding out who Landon is. Because still, to this moment right now, we have no idea what supernatural family he's from, what powers he possesses. But we do know that he is from the supernatural world. And I can't wait to actually find out, literally, what does he possess, what powers, where's he from, who is there. Can't wait. Okay, and that is going to wrap up today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for checking out the channel. Really interesting one here. We had the team kind of work together to kind of like entice the threat in while they created a plan, so to speak, and that Hope executed. She whispered to Landon a fake location and where she was keeping the urn, and then she went and attacked it. Now, the only problem that I do have with all of these monsters, and I will be consistent with it, I definitely, I'm not going to change my mind, is they're losing too fast. They are losing too fast, too easy. Hope is taking them down singular. She had no help. You can say, oh yeah, she did have help. What? Rick throwing a stick that she snapped and stabbed him. He didn't put up no fight at all. Even the 4 people, like what I was kind of hoping is when they smashed through the door, is that all of them went and took a chunk out of it. Like vampire, wolf, Hope, magic, and then Rick come in, crossbow, take it out. But no, Hope was like, I've got this. Literally, it's like, let me steal the show. Boom, you stand out the way. She dived on it, getting strangled, Rick come in, easy death for that monster. So, again, my only little problem is, and it's not a bad problem because it doesn't affect the show in general because I'm enjoying it, but when a threat comes in, I need the threat to be better than it is. Like, you're telling me about all of this scary stuff and, like, all these monsters, yet none of them have done anything. And the one that actually won against him was kind of like a human who walked around and could talk, and he just outsmarted them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the one that defeated them and unlocked the first key was somebody that just used the brain and just outsmarted them in that thing. He said, we'll go and do one, sent them to the left, they went right, took the key and laughed at them. All the others have come in attacking big scary creatures, get inside the head, messing it up, and they've all just lost like that. At least the necromancer's still alive somewhere. He successfully done it. So that is interesting. In terms of, also, I'm not a big fan that Joseph and Lizzie have not been in the episode. Is that 3 in a row now? And we're on episode 9, so 3 of the 9 episodes, yeah, they've not been in it. That's like 33% of it. Now, I think they're really good, and it was involved in a bit, like quite a lot of the story. They was involved in the school story, the Rick, obviously. I was spending more time with Hope. You had the 2 sisters being with Raphael, one of them, like, putting one sister before herself all of the time. One defeating the sister, kind of like running for the school council. You had, obviously, one sleeping with Raphael, again, then getting let down, Sweet 16, Joe. kind of had kind of a bit going on with those two, and then boom, like that, they've just gone. Yeah, okay, they're with Caroline, but God's sake, man, I want to see them. Like, who's decided that you know, they should step back? I've got to say as well, ever since like, I moaned about Caleb, yeah, he's not been bad. He's actually been all right. So I'm always for character progression. I don't jump on the back of like the bandwagon and like starts like, right, you've annoyed me this episode, that's it, forever, don't like you. No, big up to him. He's turned it around, he's doing well. I liked his singing at the end, it was decent. After having that chat with Dorian, he's definitely improved as well. Kind of like how MG's vision, yeah, was like he was a ripper and he's killed everybody. And that's a nightmare, by the way. So that is not something that he actually relishes in, and he can't wait to do it. It's just fear that he's got, so that's good. I kind of like how we stay consistent with Landon's fear as well of claustrophobia. We dropped that in a few times. Why not use it again? At least it fits the storyline, so that is great. And then obviously, I do like how we had the story, well, like the conversation between them two at the end. I thought that Landon's conversation, what he said to Hope, was absolutely fantastic. That is what a boyfriend should be saying to his girlfriend, you know, like whether we're going through a rough patch, whether it's like, you know, we're having we speaking terms or whatnot, just know I'm always going to be fighting for you. You've brought me here, you've like improved my life so much. I've never been in a place where I've actually felt like I'm taken care of, you know. Like they told him to leave the school, he's like, look, to be honest, mate, you and Hope here, you've made me feel more welcome and more safe than I've ever done in my life. It's really interesting, and I do love what he said to her, and she did rightly so give him a kiss at the end. He deserves it, and he helped save the day because he found out that it wasn't like a night dreamer, it was something else. So his studying worked out as well, so he was a good team player this episode, and he could play the guitar, so I want to see more of that. I do love a good guitar play, so that's great. I actually really do like Landon, to be honest. I don't think he's actually done anything bad. I feel like he's a character that you can get behind for character progression in terms of he's come in and he's kind of like a timid person, kind of scared, got no friends, and he's kind of coming out of his shell. He's more around Hope, and the more he's feeling like welcome and home, and the more he's gaining a bit of confidence, and the more he's trying to discover who himself is. So we can constantly see his character improving, even if it's in small steps. And yeah, he's definitely one that I think I can get behind. I really like the stuff that he's saying as well to Hope. He's kind of like all in, and why not, just go for it. I like how Rafa as well spoken to her, and he's like, look mate, we can't do this anymore, we can't have these little conversations, I don't want to do anything that's going to upset Landon. Ever since he was introduced in my life, I felt like I needed to be there to protect him, and like us having this conversation may affect that, and I can't do it. He never specifically said to her, look, that's because I like you, but you got to read the room, you know, it's so obvious, and I respect him as well for doing that. So I mean, lots of stuff is happening, loads of stories going on, really excited, really intrigued with this guy as well, as looking for Landon. You know, he didn't really care about Raphael, he's definitely just going for Landon, so I feel like he's going to play a massive part as well. I hope that he's not used for this season as not the scapegoat, but like the story, and then at the end of the season he's actually out of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want him to be the main plot of season 1 and then season 2 he's no longer in the show. I actually feel like that would be a waste, even though he's been pretty decent so far. So I'm interested to see where we go with that one. So thanks so much for clicking on today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, it really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers guys.